How are you coping with the loss of Makai Beck into the running back core?
Well, everyone has a role to fill, and also practice is about discovering the talents of your players, and we're discovering several that we didn't know Makai had. But I think if I need a yard, I know who to give it to.
That's right.
How was your guys today?
I was excited about today. They approached today with a serious focus. I thought they came out ready to play. I was excited about the whole offense's mentality as we approached this scrimmage. We used the game clock. We used the 40-second clock, which always changes a little bit from a normal practice where you don't feel the pressure of that clock to get up and get down and get going and make calls and do things on time. And so I thought we handled that really well for the first time of putting that time constraint on our huddle operation and our line of scrimmage operation. Certainly there's things that as we go through how many ever play scrimmage we had that need to be fixed and need to be adjusted, but I was really pleased with how we approached the scrimmage, how we ran the ball. Our backs really did a good job of breaking tackles, and I thought our quarterback stood in there and delivered the ball really good, so I was pleased with the day.
So would you say a big step from a week ago, from last week?
Well, I think it was. I think this week, Tuesday and Wednesday practice were big steps. Wednesday's practice was an awesome practice. We had a lot of individual drills, a lot of one-on-one drills, offense against the defense, and there were some guys that just really stepped up in that competitive atmosphere, and I think that carried over into today. And there's a healthy competition on this team right now between the offense and the defense that's really pushing each other to be better. And I thought as we got into this scrimmage, that showed up a lot, and I was really pleased to see how we handled it as an offense, and I thought it was a big step.
How close are you at this point to a best five on the line? And how close do you want to be with this much?
Well, I think we're always in this position. It's a developmental position, and we're always trying to develop our personnel so that we've got depth at all positions. And so at some point we'll feel pretty comfortable about the guys that we've got in there. But really, what we want to have is we want to have 7 or 8 guys that we feel like we can play at any time. We know that 5 guys aren't going to make it through a season. They haven't ever. And somebody's going to have to fill in and help us out. And so that's what I've been most concerned with is what do the 7, 8, 9 guys look like? And so I think there's some guys that really have emerged, especially in that 6, 7, 8 position, guys that we think that we can feel really good about sticking in there. But the guys that are returning for us, Lucas and Kenny and Makai have been very consistent and have showed up every day and have really, I think, taken a step forward and developed. I think Cole has had good days and bad days at center, but I see that as a developing, in progress situation. And a guy that's probably been the biggest surprise this spring has been Linwood Foy out at weak tackle, and I think he's really done a good job of stepping in there and giving everyone confidence that he can fill that spot.
What's that relationship between Juwan and Cole like? Because obviously they've got to get used to each other there.
I think it's really good. There's a lot of ways I could have gone with that, but I think it's really good. Cole gets along with everyone, including the elevator and trees that are outside and all of that. He just can talk to anybody, and he gets along with everybody. And really, Juwan has worked hard at that part of being a quarterback that has to include everyone, his relationships with the offensive line, the receivers. I think that's a huge part of his development as a quarterback, and I see that coming. But certainly as an offensive line, we really respect what he does and really appreciate how he has handled things up to this point, and all of those guys have that respect for him.
Like you mentioned Linwood, I think Coach has mentioned him a couple of times when we've talked to him. What's the difference, or did you see it last year, and what's been the difference this spring?
Well, I think what I saw last year was flashes of what he's showing right now, but it was an inconsistent development. And I think what we're seeing more now is his consistent ability to understand what's happening, to communicate at the line of scrimmage, and then to execute what he has to do. And that has been developing throughout the spring, and really has been really pleasing. I've been hesitant to talk about it because I've been so pleased with the way that's developed. But certainly guys behind him have done that as well. Tyler Haycraft has had as good a spring as anybody out there, and has taken reps with the ones and has done a really good job, as well as Caleb Chandler. And so those young guys are coming on, but certainly Linwood has gotten comfortable being a starter at that position.
When you go against Brian McWhorter's defense, what are the concepts that stand out?
Well, they've done a really good job defensively of giving us a lot of different pressure looks. They have showed us things that have forced us each day at practice to have to understand what they're doing and where they're coming from, and it's created some issues for us. And so I've been, from our vantage point, been pleased at what they've done defensively, because we've really had to work hard to stay connected to our blocks, to understand how to get targeted the right way. And so I see their development coming as well. Certainly, all of those concepts are new for those guys. And so, there's times where they have the mental mistakes of a new scheme that we might not have to be dealing with as much because we've been in this for a while. But it's really exciting to watch them chase the ball and show up where they're supposed to.
All right.
Thanks, guys.